Moving to Canada as a newcomer can be stressful. Maybe you're not a native speaker, or you're navigating a new currency, or you're just lonely. But what if I told you there's just one tiny thing that you can do every day that can help you make the most of your new Canadian journey? Don't believe me? Let's check it out. Tip number 1, sin. No, you read that wrong. We don't mean sin like sloth and greed. We mean social insurance number, SIN, as in the number the Canadian government provides you so that you can work and get paid. Although, to be fair, the process is pretty slothful. Slothy? Slovenful? You get the idea. Anyways, here at Moving to Canada, we recommend tackling your SIN first, as this number is the doorway to things like bank accounts, credit cards, and social services in Canada. It's also essential for getting a job and filing your taxes, which is known to be pretty important for survival. Now, if you are entering Canada by air into one of the country's larger airports, you may be able to get your SIN in the airport itself after you receive your work permit or visa. You'll have to keep an eye out for the Service Canada Centre sign and make sure you have all your documents on hand, including the address of where you'll be staying your first night. The SIN is usually issued the same day and it's free, potentially saving you a ton of time and energy while ticking a large task off your to-do list on day 1 of landing. If, however, the Service Canada kiosk is closed or non-existent, then you're going to have to apply another way. You can apply for your SIN online, over the phone, or in person by just walking down to your nearest Service Canada office that processes SINs, which does tend to be the quickest of all the options. Just make sure to leave plenty of time for the journey, as the wait time at Service Canada centres can be lengthy, to say the least. When I got mine, I started queuing up at 6:30 a.m. Getting your SIN on day 1, or as close as day 1 as possible, can really put you in a great position to tackle the rest of the week with confidence. Tip 2, bank accounts. So we have our SIN, legally allowing us to work in Canada and make those sweet, sweet dollar bills. But seeing as you don't want to be carrying loonies and toonies in your pocket all day, it's probably wise to find yourself a bank. Now, Canada has a lot to offer newcomers when it comes to bank accounts, like this one. Or if you prefer, you can always go the more localized credit union route, but that might limit your ability to access your money nationwide. Now, here's the thing about Canadian banks. And look, maybe it's different where you're moving from, but for me, my bank account came with some additional fees that I was not used to. Like using ATMs to withdraw money can mean paying a service charge each time. Sometimes 2 service charges if you use an ATM not owned by your specific bank. So yeah, that can add up. On top of that, you might also have to pay monthly or annual fees to maintain your account. Now, don't worry, all hope is not lost. Most newcomers can avail of special newcomer accounts, which waive fees for your first year. There are several big banks that operate all across Canada that all offer some variation of this promotion, and we'll link to an article below about Canada's biggest banks to help you make an informed decision. While you're getting your account set up, it's probably a good time to look at credit cards. Having good credit is an important part of life in Canada, no matter how infuriating the process may seem. It's kind of crucial when it comes to renting longer-term accommodation or applying for a loan. As a newcomer, getting your credit card can be difficult, as some banks will be less willing to provide you with a credit card because you're new to the country, especially if you are on a temporary work permit. One of the quickest ways around this to start building your credit score is to get a secured credit card. It is technically a credit card, however you don't really have credit as you top it up with money from your debit card when you're making a purchase. I know, it's not ideal, but it does help you build good credit quickly. Just make sure to revisit your branch after a few months to secure an actual credit card. Provided you want one, of course. While we're on the topic of money and credit cards and all that fun stuff, you're probably going to want to transfer some of your local currency to your brand new bank account. Now, personally, I use an app called Wise, which seems to charge some of the lowest fees for any kind of transfer, and is one of the quickest options from getting money from one international account to another. If you want to check it out for yourself, I'll leave a link to that and any other companies that I think are worth signing up for in the description of this video, so you can take a look for yourself in your own time. And while you're down there, why not give us a cheeky sub to the channel and a thumbs up to let us know that you like this kind of content. Tip 3, phone plans. Phone plans. One of the most shocking discoveries when you land is just how expensive Canadian phone plans are. Or at least it was for me. If you want to be able to watch your talks and your ticks without being tied down to the Wi-Fi, you're gonna need a phone plan. And boy, oh boy, does Canada have options for you. When it comes down to it, you have a few choices for nationwide coverage. Roger, Telus and Bell. These are the big daddies of phone plans in Canada and charge the big bucks to allow you the privilege of being their member. However, these companies own multiple smaller networks that do offer more affordable plans, along with some independent phone plan providers, like these guys, who are taking on the Goliaths and providing excellent service. When getting your phone plan, just know that you'll be paying more money the higher up the proverbial family tree you go. If you want the fastest speeds with the most coverage and the ability to get unlimited data, expect to pay upwards of $90 per month per device. Don't want to spend that much per month? Well, one great alternative option is Phonebox. These guys offer great phone plans at a range of prices, like their current plan of $45 for 25 gigabytes of data per month. And they will even ship you your SIM card anywhere in the world for free. Meaning you can get ahead of the curve and have your SIM before you even land, allowing you to save some money and take the day off on the day everyone else is going to get a phone plan. Tip 4, Canadianize your resume. So we've got everything we need to start working and making money in Canada, right? Well, not quite. There's still the small detail of an actual job. Nearly every good career in Canada starts with a brilliant resume, one that is concise and shows your value and achievements. However, just like every country, Canadian resumes follow their own specific format. I'll link below to a video teaching you how to format your resume for Canadian employers, which even comes with a free template to follow along with. Another great free resource to use is LinkedIn. Get on there and see if you can ask people who are working in the industry that you're interested in to meet you for a coffee. Now, look, personally, I'd advise not to reach out and look for a job directly off them, as that can be a bit, well, odd. But an informal chat can give some clarity on how the industry works in Canada while helping you make connections in your desired field. Tip 5, know your surroundings. Okay, we've been to the bank and the phone store. It's time to venture further afield, so grab your toque. Yep, that is actually what they call hats out here. And get out and explore your neighborhood. Maybe you're in short-term accommodation and you want to see what other parts of the city you might like to live in. Or you just need to find the best cup of coffee available in a 4-block radius. Side note, if you live in Vancouver and know a place that does a decent flat white, please, 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 please DM me on Instagram. Whatever the reason, getting to know your surroundings as early as possible can really help with feeling comfortable in your new home. Trust me, you don't want to do what I did on my first week here, where I took a left turn instead of a right turn and ended up so completely lost I needed to get a taxi to find my way home. Yeah, embarrassing. Tip number 6, join a club. Moving to a new country can be lonely, but one of the quickest ways you can save off feeling homesick is to get out there and make some friends. And just like being a child, the fastest way to make friends is to find people who like the same weird stuff you like. Maybe it's signing up to a gym that is more community focused, pottery classes, a sports team, or even a book club. The sooner you get yourself out there, the better. In fact, why not sign up to Moving to Canada's Facebook groups below and see who else is out there looking for a partner in crime. But like, not actual crime. Also, be sure to make the most of Canadian-specific clubs that you might not get a chance to try back home, like ice hockey or curling. Before I came to Canada, I looked like Bambi when I stepped onto the ice. Now, after nearly a year of living in Canada, well, I still look like Bambi, to be honest, but it's very fun. Folks, we've made it. Day 7. A day of rest after a pretty jam-packed first week. Be nice to yourself. You've just travelled to a new country. So take this day off and go try some salmon jerky or poutine. Which reminds me, if you have made the move to Vancouver or even just visiting, I personally swear by a poutine place known as Mean Poutine as some of the best poutine I have ever had in Canada. Look, we all know that moving can be tough. A lot of us here on the Moving to Canada team have made the move ourselves. But we guarantee that if you follow the tips in this video, It will help you get started by putting your best foot forward for your Canadian adventure. Now before we sign off though, we would really appreciate you giving this video a like if you enjoyed it, and a sub to the channel if you found it useful. Also, why not go and check out our Instagram and TikTok page, where we feature members of the community and short form content all about the best cities and activities across Canada. With all that being said, it's time to unpack your suitcases, do some laundry, and get comfortable in your new home. Welcome to Canada. Do some laundry and get comfortable in your new home. Oh God, no. Oh, that was a terrible idea. I bit into the mask. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Welcome to Canada.